I want to ask you about your book, Michael, The Abortion Bible.
Correct.
Why did you write that book?
Well, my background is in academics and business, being a teacher and being in business and real estate. And I came across and I took a look at the situation today. It is probably the most contentious subject in America today.
Yeah.
On both sides.
Right.
So the title of the book, The Abortion Bible, is a provocative title.
Right.
But what was my point in choosing that title? The point was to show that on both sides, there is just an enormous divide. And I wanted to show the passions on both sides. So if I take a look at the pro-life side, it's all about religion, it's all about morality, and it's all about sin, and it's about righteousness. So there's a very strong feeling on the pro-life side, understandably.
Right.
Good people. On the pro-choice side, good people. They fervently believe on the personal autonomy of women, self-determination, and personal freedom, that women should be able to choose and run their own lives. So here you have the divide. And my book is to show where we are in society on the whole issue of abortion on both sides of the subject today.
Right. Are you for abortion or against it?
My book takes the pro-choice, the female side of the equation.
Your book
But
does.
the pro-choice side. But I am very respectful, and I admire the people on the pro-life side. They're very passionate about their cause.
Right.
They are willing to spend enormous amount of time, money, and effort and energy because they are very committed, usually because of a religious belief on their side. On the other hand, we have the pro-choice. There are many activists and women who are adamant that the state, the federal government, the state of California, Texas, New York, Florida, whatever, should not make those decisions for a woman because it is so personal and it is so private that the woman should be the decider in this case. One of the most fascinating things that have taken place in the last year and a half since the overturning of the Roe case.
But it was never overturned. It was just handed down to the states.
That is correct.
So it wasn't overturned. And abortion people lie when they say it was overturned. It wasn't.
Well, let's put it this way. Maybe we should use the word changed.
It was passed down so the states can make the decision.
All the states could make the decisions.
Right.
Correct.
And that's the right way to be with it.
Yeah. Well, in different parts of the country, people have different viewpoints.
I know, but they lie when they say that, abortion was overturned. And that is to deceive other people who might not be paying attention when it wasn't overturned.
Well, that's true, but maybe that's just a question of semantics.
No, they ain't doing no semantics. That's outright lying to deceive.
Well,
So are you in support of abortion or no?
I'm a supporter of women, that they are the ones who can make the choice. Nobody on either side is in favor of abortion.
How about you?
Well, I'm on the pro-choice. I would tend to be on the pro-choice. I am not so much that. I am pro-female.
Do you support abortion though? As you, Michael Lee,
Yeah.
do you support abortion?
Yes, for women who make their own choice.
What else? Animals? We're talking about women.
Yeah.
So you're in favor of abortion?
I'm in favor of women choosing their own path in life.
But are you in support or favor of abortion?
I'm in
Are
favor.
you pro-abortion or anti-abortion?
I would be more on the pro side.
So you are in support of abortion. You believe in abortion.
I believe that women should make that decision, regardless
But that's
of
not
anybody
what
else.
I'm asking you. I'm asking you,
Yeah.
are you in support of abortion? You support abortion. You think it's fine. Not what women want to do, because we know how crazy they are. But
Well,
Do you
I objected that the women are crazy, but
That's not called it crazy. You're
Okay.
right. It's evil.
okay,
They are evil.
that's not evil.
But do you personally support abortion, or are you anti-abortion?
No, I would support abortion if a
Not
woman
for
decides.
the women. Are you for abortion?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And why, being a man, are you in favor? And a Christian, why are you in favor of abortion?
Because I feel that God gave man free agency and women, and the reality is that women are in all different kinds of situations. And I am not God, and I think that on the situation, whether you're pro or con, let's get this straight. Everybody is against abortion. Nobody wants this situation at all.
But you say you're for it.
Well, I am for it in the context that women can make the decision themselves.
Is there anywhere in the Bible where God said to the females, "Okay, females, I'm gonna make it possible for you to get pregnant, so you can have children, and I want you to have the right to kill the baby in the womb if you don't feel like having it"? Did He say anywhere, "I give you the right to kill the baby in the womb"? Did God say that?
No, I don't believe that.
I'm sorry?
I said I don't believe that that is biblically background.
And
If
so
you
why
take-
do you support it? You know God doesn't support it. As a matter
No,
of
I
fact,
disagree
He
with that. I
created the
disagree with that.
woman. He created the woman so that she can have children. He used to make the human being with His own hand from the dust of the earth. He created Adam a wife so she could have babies, and that way He can get it done faster. Why would He want to give her permission to kill the baby in the womb, and the baby is made in His image?
Let me give you this illustration.
But why is that, though? And then you can give me an illustration.
Okay, yeah. Well, I don't read, once again, the interpretation, I don't read that biblically, because in the Bible, there is no verse that says, "Thus saith the Lord." Boom, this is wrong.
That she can kill the baby?
Yeah.
Right, so why you think that other than Satan telling the woman to kill the man, God's creation, why do you think God is giving the woman rather than Satan? It seemed more like something that the devil would do to the woman to kill the image of God.
Well,
Because the devil does want to get back at God,
yeah.
right? And so since Satan is the woman's God, why don't you see that it's Satan giving the woman permission to kill the child rather than God?
Well, there's a difference of opinion. I disagree with that situation.
What situation?
I believe that God gave women free agency.
No.
Now, the fact is that
God,
on this
we don't
subject,
have free agency. We don't have a free will.
okay, well, that's a difference of opinion.
What do you mean?
Well, I think that if you want to take it from that thing, God, at some time, if you believe in a judgment, that's God's decision. God will make those decisions.
What decision?
Well, as to whether we lived a godly life or not.
No, but do you think it's Satan who giving the woman permission to kill God's image or creation? Or is it God who giving the woman permission to kill His creation?
I believe that we need to have humility on this situation.
No, I'm asking you that first.
Okay. Well, I don't have a response to that. We need
Why
humility.
not? As a Christian man, why not?
Because we need humility. Humility. God said that people have to be humble and be humble before the Lord. People have to respect women in very difficult circumstances. And now people can say that this is the way it is, boom. But you know, Moses did not come down from the 10 Commandments and have 11th commandment. He didn't say it. It's fascinating on the abortion question that in the New Testament, in the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, Jesus doesn't speak about it at all, one way or the other. He doesn't talk about it. In all the parables of Jesus, he doesn't speak about it. St. Paul, in the New Testament, the issue is pretty much silent. Now, what happens is that people who come from religious tradition, which I totally respect, these are, by the way, these women who are anti-abortion are wonderful people. I have friends of mine like that. They're great people. But when you take a look at it, it comes from a religious tradition that this is what God wants. This is what God wants. This is what God wants. And maybe so. But the fact is the reality is in our society is, should the state go next door and force a woman who is pregnant to deliver a baby? That's the question. It's a question of coercion versus free choice.
That's amazing. Amazing. Now that we have talked about, who do you think is influencing the women to have abortion? Satan or God? Because they are being influenced to do it. Who do you think is influencing them to kill the baby in the womb that God put there? Satan or God?
See, I don't look at it that way at all.
Why not?
Because
you're a Christian.
Well, yeah, I understand that.
And so who do you think is influencing the woman to kill? Just think about this. God made it possible. He created the woman. He breathed life into the woman. He made it possible for her to have children. He made it possible for the man to put the baby in the oven. He made it possible. Why would God want to kill what he made possible? Why don't you see it's Satan who hates God, and so Satan hates the children of God? Why don't you see that Satan is influencing the woman to do it and not God?
Well, I take a different tack.
No, I'm asking that question first.
I don't know how to even answer that.
You don't know why you don't see that Satan influencing the woman rather than God?
Well, let me ask this question.
No, you're saying that you don't see the influence that it's Satan who is influencing her and not God?
No, I think life is complicated. Life
that
is
doesn't
messy.
sound very complicated to me.
Life is messy. Everybody wants things black and white.
Life is not messy. People are messy because
that's
they're
true.
evil.
That's true. Well, let me ask this question. Do you believe that a 17-year-old boy who is stoned on drugs and a 15-year-old girl who is blind drunk conceive a child in the back of his van, that is God's will, or is that Satan's will?
It's Satan's will.
All right. So the question
but
is...
he still shouldn't kill it.
Oh,
Or
okay.
she shouldn't kill it.
Well, what happens if...
She hadn't been out there drunk like that.
Okay. Well...
Isn't that true?
But she hadn't been taught that way?
She had no business of being that drunk where she could have sex.
Well, I understand, but these are God's decisions have to make it. A 17-year-old guy stoned on drugs and a 15-year-old girl who is blind drunk and they conceive a child, I don't think that's God's will. That's not God's will.
I mean, if they have sex, that's what sex does, it make babies. God willed that, he made that possible.
Yeah.
But he didn't tell them to go out and get drunk and do it. They were influenced by evil to do that. Both of them are wrong.
Yeah.
So let me ask, would you ever, I know your wife cannot have children now, I understand that, but if, and I hate doing it, but let's say you got your wife pregnant and she decides, you know what, I want to go to work, I don't want no baby, my body, my choice. Would you be okay with your wife killing your child in the womb?
Well, it's a very difficult situation, a very difficult question.
Why?
The question still remains is that when it's all said and done, would I be upset with that? Possibly, but I would still support my wife in that would be her choice.
So you would be okay with your wife killing your child in the womb?
Well, I don't see it. I see it as an embryo as far as thing.
Embryo is still a baby. Is it a baby?
Not yet.
It's a child. It's a person.
Let me ask. Well, this comes back to the question of. This comes back to the question. People on both sides of it. When does life begin? Does it begin in conception?
That man popped that seed in there.
Okay. Well,
and it connect with the egg. It's a baby.
Okay. Some people believe that.
No, it is true. Do you believe that?
No.
You don't believe that?
No. Because I believe. Okay.
It's two things together God created to make human beings. Why is it not a baby?
Let me ask the question.
Is it an elephant?
No.
Is it a piece of wood?
No.
Is it a house?
Is it a house?
Is it a house?
Okay. Does God?
Is it a house first?
No.
It's a baby.
Okay. Does God sanctify? Does God applaud? Do the angels sing every time there is sexual intercourse between a man and a woman?
What? They're not even watching.
Well,
you
whatever.
think they're peeping toms?
No. The reality.
What kind of question is that?
Well, because the reality is that any time there is sexual intercourse, which is one thing that is always left out of the whole abortion question back and forth. You can't talk about abortion on either side. The good people on the pro-life side and the good people on the pro-choice side. You can't talk about it unless you talk about sex. Because guess what? With no sex, there's no controversy.
Right.
Okay? And so this becomes the situation today. We have today, in our community today, we have 30 to 40% of all babies born out of wedlock.
Right. But
It's a
that's what
tragedy.
people fall for being sluts and slut makers. That's what happens when you're a slut maker and you're a slut.
When you're
you know,
what?
A slut. You know, women that have sex out of wedlock are sluts.
Oh.
Right?
So what do you call a man? What do you call the same man? The man's not a slut?
No, he's a slut maker.
Oh.